Brand new band alert from Kansas City, Missouri. Who might that band be, you ask? Well, it's none other than Forever Star, a band I am forever grateful for finding. Welcome to an all new episode of All Gas, No Trash. My name's Adam, and before we get to this band, let's go ahead and do the Game Rage No Curse Minute. I do have to point out that YouTube has added a new feature called Hype, and it allows for smaller creators to be discovered or create more visibility so that they can get more views and more subscribers. And if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe and hit that hype button, we would really appreciate it. And, we'd be forever grateful. And for those of you that are just listening on RSS or any other digital streaming platform, continue to do you. We appreciate you nonetheless. We don't treat you any different. Thanks for hanging out, and just we appreciate your support nonetheless. So let's get to talking about the band itself. So I'm up at 2 or 3 in the morning Pacific Standard Time doing my long and arduous journey of discovering music. Went through a music subreddit and was going through the releases that had come out this week. And I don't know what it was about this particular band that stood out to me. It must have been the star that was in place of the word star itself. So I was looking at it like, oh, Forever Star, interesting. And I look at the cover art, and I don't know what it was about one of those two things that stood out to me, but for whatever reason, I checked it out. And I think if you're an artist, I think you have to put in a little bit of time into your visuals, because I think you're doing yourself a disservice by not putting in a little bit of time to creating your visuals and kind of creating a whole cohesive unit or sense of conformity amongst all your images, whether it's the photos or even the cover art for singles or EPs. Like, it has to stand out. And for me, Forever Star accomplished that with their recent release called Second Generation Dream. And we're going to check out a few songs. I don't want you to listen to the whole EP, because that is up to you entirely if you want to check it out. I think we're probably going to listen to 2 or 3 songs from them. So buckle up. We're going to check out these songs, and I will give you an idea of what I'm hearing, and perhaps you could share your thoughts in the comments of what you hear. But let's go ahead and listen to the track that just outright had me flabbergasted, floored, amazed, astounded even. The title of that track is Competizione, Italian for competition. And as you will come to find out via Forever Star's Instagram or even their Bandcamp page, they have an affinity for cars. And, for those of you that are gearheads, I'm sure you will appreciate their taste in cars. And let's go ahead and get to the music before we get too carried away. So once again, the track is Competizione from Forever Star off of their latest EP dubbed Second Generation Dream. Let's give it a listen. Going in. Welcome back. That was Competizione from Forever Star. I forgot to mention the normal spiel of telling you to pull up the track on your digital streaming platform of choice. I apologize. If you didn't get to listen to the song, go ahead and do so now. Pause the program and get back to us. And for those of you that already follow us and know the drill, let us know in the comments what you thought about the song. And let us know what you think or what bands are coming to mind for you that Forever Star sounds like or are comparable to. I know I have a few ideas of my own. I'm thinking along the lines of a band like Garbage, especially with a song like I'm Only Happy When It Rains, or maybe even Smashing Pumpkins for the one song that hasn't been available in quite some time, but it's the song called The End is the Beginning is the End. It's a similar track to the song that was featured on Watchmen and originally was released on the Batman and Robin soundtrack, but it's like a flipped version of that song. But I'm thinking Garbage, that song from Smashing Pumpkins, Curve. There's a band called Curve that was around the same era, didn't quite have the same success as Garbage. Did similar genres, but never really got going. Another band I'm thinking of is Full Body 2 in terms of like the hybridization of genres. I know they use like shoegaze guitar elements incorporated with drum and bass and what other. I'm trying to think of the other genres that are that would describe that band, but yeah, I think in terms of like the hybridization of, I guess, comparable genres, Forever Star definitely gives me Full Body 2 vibes. And another band that I'm thinking of is Fleshwater in terms of like Rachel Stang's vocals. Kind of remind me of Fleshwater. And I'd even throw in like Nina Geraci for the electronic sounds. Or there's this song, I think it's the last track that we're going to listen to on the EP that does UK Garage. And if you didn't get a chance to listen to our album review of Nina Geraci, it'll probably be available at the end screen. So stick around for that if you want to listen to it. But amongst all the bands that we just mentioned, or that I just mentioned, Curve, Garbage, Smashing Pumpkins, Full Body 2, Fleshwater, and Nina Geraci come to mind for Forever Star. So we'll go ahead and transition over to listening to their next track, which is actually the opening of the album. And that track is called Blade Silver Metallic. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. Blade Silver Metallic from Forever Star. Going in. Welcome back. That was Blade Silver Metallic from Forever Star. That song makes me want to take blind corners on the mountainside roads of Japan. Very much like Initial D. What a great track, man. I love this band. I only just heard them about, 2.5, or rather an hour and a half ago. There's something here. I don't know what it is. It's obviously the music, but when you're talking about that intangible it factor, I think this band has it. And obviously this track is somewhere between jungle music and drum and bass. I forget the nuances between the two. I just know that they're very similar, and I apologize if I miscategorized this track, but yeah, it's something. I think when we're talking about the artists that we talked about previously in the other segment, yeah, I think there are elements where it reminds me of like Nina Geraci. Obviously she's more on the EDM spectrum, but uh there are some similarities there. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoy the track. Let us know in the comments what you think about the track and what artists are coming to mind for you for this specific song. But yeah, hopefully by now you've checked out their Instagram profile or even their Bandcamp. You notice that they are infatuated with vehicles, and it's something that is incorporated in their visuals and very much a part of what the band is and what their personal brand is for the band. So for those of you that are, machine heads or gearheads that enjoy cars and want to drive fast on wherever you're at, on the highways or freeways, I'm sure this music is extremely fitting for that situation. Definitely sets a mood for that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the next track. And let me pull it up on my Spotify to make sure I got the name right, because I certainly don't want to make a mistake. Anyways, the name of the track that we're going to listen to is called Supercharger, which is the closing track for the EP Second Gen Dream. We're going to go ahead and give it a listen. Once again, that track is called Supercharger from Forever Star. Going in. Welcome back. That was Supercharger from Forever Star. Let me set the mood for you here. You're just coming off the mountainside road where you were racing your arch rival or your arch nemesis. After nearly dying from oncoming traffic, cars that you almost hit, you collided with your rival's car and you were hugging the guardrails and nearly driving off a cliff, but somehow you come out victorious and you raise the trophy for the racing tournament with your loved one beside you. And this is the end credits sequence, and this song is queued up for the movie that I just made up starring you. Or maybe it's the end credits theme for an arcade racing game. Whatever the case may be, great fucking track. Uh, Definitely in the UK garage space, as I mentioned previously in one of the previous segments. I have to say, Forever Star is a very exciting band from Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know anything about that area in terms of bands, but man, Forever Star is going to put them on the map, and I think there's something about this band. I don't know what it is between the music and the visuals and the racing cars or the affinity for cars themselves. This band has an intangible it factor that I think is going to make them go far. And I hope you believe so too. This is a very cool band that I hope you continue to follow. I know we're going to talk about it here on All Gas No Trash, but this is all we have for the episode. I certainly appreciate you checking out our latest episode, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and definitely hit that hype button to boost this video, to help out Forever Star and our YouTube channel. We certainly appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you all next time.